the sort of days that you don't plan, and the next thing you know, you find yourself in really jokes things, situations. Then you would argue that's more within freedom of expression. What are you protesting? Morning. I'm on my way to work, really bright and early. Brought the camera with me today because I'm going to be shooting near Tower Bridge, so I thought it'd be a good idea to bring the camera with me. I think I'm only working till about midday, so I've pretty got the whole afternoon to myself. This guy's looking decent so far, but it tends to in the morning. Booked a Lime bike. There she is. But yeah, so gonna have you with me just because why not? Sounds not great right now, but I've got my microphone with me. When I finish work later, I'm actually going to use it, test it out outside, because I know there's a lot of knocking and stuff with this handle that I've got. So let's just get on the road, shall we? So committing to taking the camera with me wherever I go now, so that's why I've got my old backpack on. Roads are nice and empty. Usually I tend to drive to work. Because of shooting in central London, it wasn't really a vibe. I've finally taken you towards Vauxhall Bridge. Up until now, I've only taken you behind me towards yeah. So far, I've only taken you towards Chelsea Bridge and that little patch of green of Pimlico Gardens. So yeah, we just passed Vauxhall Bridge. That's the Tate Britain, the nearest museum I've got to mine. Really hope the sound's really good on this. So we're approaching Lambeth Bridge. They're doing roadworks on it at the moment. I should be able to cycle over, no problem. Whee! Oh, there's actually a bike lane. I was about to go through the pedestrian bit and there's nothing there. Yeah, let me put you down, I'll pull you out at like London Bridge or something. Going to there. Don't know if you can see, it's the Shard. Let's try and make the light. Make the light, make the light. Yeah, boy. Just fucking have it. So this is like Borough, London Bridge. Look at the size of that. It's massive. There's London Bridge Underground Station. Shard up there. Alright, I'm gonna have to cut left in a minute, so I'm gonna let you go again. Oh, managed to get here in 16 minutes. As you can see, we're at what's London Bridge / Tower Bridge. So, just see Tower Bridge there. So let me get you out in a minute, maybe later at the end of the day when I finish work. So. Deuces. And I started the whole intro and I was like, yeah, hello, I'm going to work and I'm going to do a little like vlog on my way to work bright and early, cycling through the city and whatnot. So you get a thing called a call sheet, which is essentially like the whole production crew's information of like where to be, what time to arrive. And I got confirmed for tomorrow, the 26th of March, but I got sent a call sheet with my name on it for the 25th and the 26th. Paced it here, my little Lime bike. Couldn't really see anyone, so I was like, let me call the production team, the production manager, see where she's at. I think I woke her up, bless her. Turns out I didn't have to be here today, but I'm gonna use that as a blessing. It's a really nice day, and I'm actually by Tower Bridge, as you'll be able to see behind me. Rather than go home and go and have a nap and, you know, sort of like waste my morning, I might as well make the most of it. I've got plenty of battery, brought my charger with me, and I've got my microphones which I have to test out, so I might as well do that. So when life gives you lemons, they say, the sun is starting to creep out from behind that cloud. And that is the famous Tower Bridge. That little bit there opens up in the middle. I mean, that's pretty iconic. So before I start doing some recording and get the old microphone out and that, I think it's time I get myself a coffee. I think there's a coffee shop down there. Like I said on my last vlog, let's get the heart pumping a little bit. I'm all twisting up my neck funny because I'm not holding them thing properly. Fuck off. That's how you know it's early, you know, when you're out here with the runners. Get me a coffee. Once I get a coffee, I'm locked in. I think I'm gonna be out all day until I get hungry. And then I can just eat out. We got plans today, bro. These are the steps up to the bridge. I think I've seen something I want. I think we're going to there. Please be open, please be open. I can't lie, that looks kind of close to me, bro. Yeah, she's still cleaning in there. It's probably not happening. Turns out a lot of the coffee shops around there don't open until 7. It's now 6:33. We're making this work. This is gonna be okay. Bust this little corner here. Come up these steps. Is there someone coming? No. Haha. Damn. Oh, look at I left my Carmex at home today though. God damn it. Why did you do this? Do you know what though? This is a happy surprise because I don't think I would have got out this early. And London's basically going to be empty now for the next hour. Or the next half hour at least until people start like to commute everywhere. I've kind of beat the madness before the madness starts. Oh. Do you know where there will be coffee open? The London Bridge Station. Just going to aim for the big thing. If you're from London, I think you know, you don't walk through them. I feel like today's going to be well interesting. These are the sort of days that you don't plan and the next thing you know you find yourself in really jokes things, situations. So, like I said, when life gives you lemons, bro, make some lemonade. It's not so much because I like Starbucks, more so I'm not really a massive fan of Costa. Plus, the whole Frappuccino thing's kind of selling me a little bit. You see, now I see someone at McDonald's and I'm like, do I get myself like a hash brown or something? I'm staying away from fast food, but my weakness is a hash brown. Let's cross quickly before it changes its mind. Well, I've walked past the Golden Arches, so I guess I stay away from the hash brown, eh? Pret coffee equally, not a big fan. Food in there is nice, like it's clean and stuff. So go in there, fuck it. I'm just gonna keep it simple, I think. Hi there. Hi, can I get a cortado, please? Which cortado we got to do in there? Thank you.
Thank you, have a good day.
Thank you too. Chocolate croissant. I was like, do you know what? I really fancy something sweet. Alright, so I'm outside again. I'm recording with my microphone, so I'm going to be using the sound from that, which is going to be fun. I'm a little bit gutted because I just found a crack in my GoPro case. Just had my breakfast and stuff. I chilled in there for about an hour. Don't know how much surround noise you can pick up with my little speaker, but I've got my little fluffy, what looks like a little hamster hair on it. So why has that stopped? You see, I'm not very happy with the fact that just stopped. Why did you stop? Did I stop you? Who knows? So what we're going to do is put this back in my pocket and hopefully it keeps recording for as long as I want it to record. But anyway, so that's the walkie-talkie building. At the top, you got a place called Sky Garden. We can go up there one day. So yeah, that ship HMS Belfast behind us is it's been docked there for quite a while. I think it's been there for almost 50 years. It was in operation for about 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. You know, fun fact that I'm starting to incorporate into these vlogs. I've got my sunglasses in my bag. I might have to grab them in a bit. That's the Tower of London. So it used to be a prison and it has like a small moat around it. But what we're going to do is I'm going to walk over the bridge and have a little look. And I'm going to have a bit of a history lesson. Try and learn some stuff about my city. I was watching a video the other day, a little bit about the history of London. And the old perimeter of what was old London, like in terms of Roman times London, called Londinium, was all around here, all the way down towards where St. Paul's Cathedral is. But this was pretty much the perimeter of that wall. There used to be one big old brick wall that used to surround that whole thing. That whole section there, where all these tall buildings are, that's called the City of London. It's its own borough, but it's the one borough in the whole of London. And the only place in England that the king has to ask permission from a person called the Lord Mayor to access it. It's its own entity. I'm going to do more research on that. Maybe you can do some research. Just a guy with a camera walking around, finding out some information. But we're going to find out some stuff together. Can't lie though, my eyebrows are starting to hurt from all this frowning. You'll see like a St. George's cross up there with like a dragon on it. I think that is the symbol for that Londinium, City of London. I think that's its emblem. We're going to go have a little look because I heard that there's also these bollards on the perimeter which are literally the dragons holding St. George's cross. So Let's go find one of them. So the only reason they have to open that is when there's a ship that's coming in that has a sail, or like a mast for the sail, that's too high for the bridge. Because it's the only one that opens, once it comes through, it can only stay in what is essentially like the bay over there, in between here and London Bridge. So that next bridge after Tower Bridge is London Bridge. And there's no more bridges that way. So when you go east, you don't have any other obstacles in your way until you get to what would be the Thames barriers. That sort of controls the water levels of the Thames so that it doesn't flood the banks. We're on the other side of Tower Bridge. So, it was almost 1,000 years old. 1,000 years old. The first wall was built by the Romans at AD 200, 150 years after the foundation of Londinium. There's a wall here. It isn't like that little one we saw down there. This is like the proper wall. Look at that. This is actually the walkway that we were at before. So this is, we go down there. That's where the other wall was. If it is a 1,000-year-old wall, how many countries are older than that? That's older than most countries in the world. Well, I think America's only like a couple of hundred years old. That's a baby compared to that. The walled city. The wall was over 10 meters high. London outgrew the wall in the 18th century. They've just built around this wall throughout time. So this is the old perimeter of the old Londinium then. So here I am in a bit of history. Old ass wall. Better than talking about trains. I kept talking about trains. But no. Old Roman wall. Did I just see a massive sundial up here? It is. It's a massive sundial. Right, let's find out what time it is. I know what time it is. I can see it on my phone, but what time does it say it is on there? So, let's get our Roman numerals out, guys. That's 8, and that's 9, and that's 10, 11, and 12. Bro, this clock don't work. It's fucking 9:30, bro. What are you doing? What the hell? Am I reading it wrong? There's no way I'm reading it wrong. No, that says 11 o'clock, surely. Does it change with the seasons? Do you know, there's some really intricate, like, information. Where's the Fire of London? What was the Fire of London? 1666. Let's go find that. Ah, here we go. 1666, Great Fire. See, there's little bits of information that stick with me. The British Museum opened in 1759. Let's see when we cross it one day, whether I remember that piece of information. Oh, the first Metropolitan line service was in 1863 between Paddington and King's Cross. There we go. Another key bit of random information that I've just found out. There's a lot of like key bits of British history here. London history specifically. Look at that. London. AD 43 to 92. So yeah, London as the modern day London that we know it now was established in 43 AD. It's insane. So we're going to go down here and there's actually one of the stations of the Monopoly board. Why am I running towards it so excitedly? I'm sure it's around here. It's Fenchurch Street. If you're ever short on information or don't have data and you want to know where to go, black cabbies, they have this thing called the knowledge, which is basically they need to know how to get anywhere in London like the back of their hand. They can't be walking, they can't be relying on sat navs. That old wall stretches to there. Yo, they've preserved quite a lot of that wall. The fact that the Blitz missed a lot of these things and they're still here for us to see after World War II, that's amazing. That's Fenchurch Street. So yeah, we've just found our first, I didn't think I was going to be doing this, but I think we've just found our first piece of the Monopoly board when it comes to train stations. I'm not going to, oh, fuck, they're cutting down trees up there and I'm all hopping over fucking branches. Anyway, like I said, we just found our first station, no, Fenchurch Street. Gosh. We're walking through another old little bit of London. What I've done is show you what what the street signs look like here. So this road's called Crosswall. I wonder why. I don't know if you can see up there, but the City of London emblem's up there again. But this is something you do see in London a lot. You get like really new buildings, and you get buildings that you can tell were built maybe 100 years ago or something, maybe a bit longer. Like that one was built in 1908. That's over 100 years old. So when you've just seen a 1,000-year-old wall, I think old's very relative. Yeah, when you look at these buildings, they are very detailed in the sculpting of it. I feel like if you don't look up, you actually miss quite a lot. Especially nowadays when people are just walking down, looking at their phone like this all day. What's that? Chippenham, Britain's oldest brewer. Ah, there we go. Now that's Fenchurch Street. Let's go see the front of it. This looks like the proper front of it. That just looks like a station. It looks like an old station. I can imagine that from like 100 years ago. 100 years ago? Was this station even here 100 years ago? Let me Google it. Fenchurch Street. Church, 1841. It's almost 200-year-old building. Yeah. First railway station to be built in the city. That's why it's a Monopoly board, bro. Inside though, it looks pretty modern. Let's go up here. Let's go upstairs. Let's do the old 2 steps. Aha. I mean, it's pretty basic. But then again, it's an almost 200-year-old station. It's only got 4 rails coming out of it, and that would make sense. I can imagine there have been lots of trains operating in and out of here 200 years ago. Now, what's that? I bet you they're building all around that and can't knock that down. I bet you any money that's listed. I'll come back in a couple of years and show you what that is. There's going to be some weird new building. That was probably the tallest building around here once upon a time, and it's just dwarfed with all these metal structures. When I was younger, I remember the Gherkin really standing out here, and now it's even that one's dwarfed. So these weird little bollards, you will only see them here in the City of London. Yeah. That. If you like modern architecture, walking around London, you see all of these little angles of these buildings, and you see all these little small key details. I mean, I'm not an architect. I don't know half of what I'm talking about. But then again, with all of these new buildings, they've had to knock down so much old stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like they should have preserved what was here. All of these like massive buildings, and they all look empty. Another little church here. I mean, you've got the window there with the City of London emblem on it. You can't really see it because it's stained glass and it's obviously in reverse for it to be seen from the inside. Yeah, this is a really old part of town, but if you just looked around and missed out on the 1 or 2 churches or anything, you'd think this is like a new neighborhood. Ah, that's Leadenhall Market. Boy, he's rolling out the wheelbarrow. Yeah, boy. It smells like apples. What is down there? What's that? The County 66 house. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to go and have a beer. St. Peter's Alley. There's a lot, like in London, I have to admit, there is a lot of little alleyways, just like this one. The Counting House. Welcome to the Counting House. 2nd to 4th floor, 15 boutique bedrooms, hotel as well. Opens at 7 a.m. Actually open. So I have to, oh my God, it's open. The Royal Exchange. Oh my God, this looks like I've just walked into like a Harry Potter film. Hi, am I right to film in here? Am I right to record in here? Just for a vlog that I'm doing. Yeah? Thank you. Yeah, wow. I'm well impressed with this. Oh, no, there's a bloody safe up there. Look at that. This is like another very like central London pub in the city. What's this? A tribute to 2,681 members of the staff of this bank. So it used to be a bank. And the name makes sense. The Counting House used to be a bank. That's brilliant. Brilliant. I love it. We've got another safe up there. So I'm guessing this was like the middle bit where they had to do all the counting once upon a time. I've actually got seating up there. I'm definitely coming back here just to enjoy it. I'm gonna go down to the loo. I'm gonna have to find somewhere to settle down and charge some cameras soon. So yeah, let me have a break and I'll be back. I mean, look, that's definitely St Paul's Cathedral. And that's what it looked like before. There used to be steps that used to go up to that. All I know of it now is a bridge that goes across up into this section of it, actually, not even into this lower part, but into that top bit here. The bridge that comes over from the Tate. That actually is a good idea. Maybe we walk down to St Paul's and then from St Paul's we can go over to the Tate. Yeah, I like the idea of that. Bloody hell, police, mate. Switching on my camera, bro. Don't ruin it. Jesus. Anyway, police going down there. I like the idea more of going down towards St Paul's and then maybe going back towards the river down there. However, when I get into Bank, it was the old financial district. I'm not sure if they still use it as like the main financial district. I think that became, it definitely became Canary Wharf. Yeah, that's Bank, and then there's St Paul's. You can see the top of the basilica just there, St Paul's. So that's where we're going to. So I'll put you in my bag, charge you for a bit, and I can pick you back up in a little while, and see how we got on from there. So I said I was going to put you away, and I'm going to use my last few bits of battery for this, but I've walked past the front of Bank, the Royal Exchange. There's like people. It's like, what's going on there? Shall I ask one of the officers who's doing the filming? Shall I ask him? Officer, sorry, I'm just doing a vlog. What's going on there?
So I don't know right now. Today there is an event going on within the square mile where there's a protest against insurance companies that are believed or are understood to be financing what's going on in Israel. This may be connected to that, it may be not, but because there's two people climbing up on the pillar, it's not unreasonable to think they might be connected to it.
So would they get arrested for doing that? Is that illegal?
I couldn't tell you because it depends on whether or not it falls within freedom of expression or whether it goes. So right now doing that, I couldn't think of an offence.
Right.
If they started spray painting it, then you've got your
Criminal damage, right.
So it just depends what they do up there.
So
if what they do is show a banner that promotes their cause, then you would argue that's more within freedom of expression, and then it's not an offence.
Then it's not an offence.
But it's all very nebulous, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a big grey area there, isn't it? And you'd have to just go based on how much damage they cause the pillar, or
even if it was £1 worth of damage, that's still criminal damage, and that would still be an offence that we'd have to deal with.
But you can't stop them from going up there in the first place? I mean, you lot may have got it after they got it, but...
Well, then the argument is you're stopping people's freedom of expression. Our argument might be that it's more impactful to climb up a pillar and then go from there, do you see what I mean?
Yeah, more visible.
Devil's advocate, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Either way, I don't think anyone's really bothered.
There's going to be a protest today.
Based in the city of London.
Well, here we go. You walk around London, you find really random things are happening. Always. So it's the interesting approach, I'll give him that. He's doing his job.
Wear a jacket over the front, dark on top and sleeves, and light.
Shall I use my last 3 minutes to ask what they're doing? I think I might. Excuse me, guys. Oh, right, fair. No, yeah, I'm not going to step up further. Just want to get their attention. Excuse me, I'm not with the police. I literally just want to know what you're doing.
So I'm concentrating.
No, fair enough. Not going to distract you.
We're part of a protest
What are you protesting?
against corrupt insurance companies.
Corrupt insurance companies, yeah?
Yeah, that are fueling genocide in Gaza,
Yeah.
as well as climate breakdown
Okay.
topics.
Two topics. Well, keep fighting, bro. You got it, man. There you go. They're fighting for a good cause, so big old crowd over here over it. Hello, madam. Anti-Aviva.
Anti-insurers are insuring fossil fuel development and arms.
Oh, got a card. I'll take that card. Ensure our survival. Fair enough. Well, there we go. Oh, yeah, I've got a real random time. Oh, wow. AXA's getting it. Oh, they're all getting it. Look, Aviva. AXA's getting blurted out. Allianz as well, getting it. You know, I did. Well, doing outside the Royal Exchange makes sense. This is where the money's at. I know I said Knightsbridge is where the money's at, but this is where the real money's at. This is where the old money's at. Oh, well, as you can see, I've used up my last minute of footage, or minute of batteries to get that. I think I've done well. Sometimes things just throw themselves at you. Anyway, we're in Bank, like I said before. We're in Bank. There's some mad shit happening at the front there. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna put the GoPro on charge, and then we're gonna go down towards St. Paul's Cathedral, and then I'm gonna show you the perimeter of what is the City of London from that side. So let's see what's happening, guys. Anyway, deuces, I'm out. Vietnamese pancake.